So I just take it the good from the bad, and I leave it with the one higher force, and just yeah.
I think other people believe in different gods.
Yeah, but it's essentially the one same God.
So you're saying it's like different versions of the same God, different incarnations of the same God?
Yeah, let's go with that, yeah.
Fair enough.
Your father sounds like a very worldly man. Did he travel a lot? Or...
That's a tasty sandwich. Yes, he has traveled the world. So he was stationed in Seoul, Korea during World War II in the Signal Corps.
World War II?
Well,
the Korean War happened after World War II.
Okay, maybe the Korean War. I don't know. Anyway, he was stationed in Seoul, Korea.
And what did he do in the army?
It was in the Signal Corps. He helped maintain the satellite feeds and all the mechanics over there.
Like the communications and stuff like that?
Yes.
So how long was he in the army? When did he get out?
I'm not sure. I remember. I have a keepsake box. He kept some of his. He kept his Boy Scout badges that he earned. I'm not sure from when he was a boy, or he was a scout troop leader at one point in his life. His scout troop made a wallet for him, and he wanted to be. Well, he wanted to be buried with that wallet, but not really buried. He's in a mausoleum up on the Monticello Memory Gardens, up the hill on the way up to the Monticello.
Were you ever in the Boy Scouts? I know.
Oh yeah, I was in the both Cub Scouts for a while in my life, but they booted me out.
Why would you do that?
I think it was probably because something from my autism. I was being outbursting and loud or something, or misbehaving. I don't remember.
So they kicked you out because you're autistic?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, did you ever get in touch with them? Because that seems really cool.
No, I don't even remember who the scout troop leader was at that time.
I don't suppose that matters, does it?
Oh, how?
You can actually see.
Yeah, it was like I was like 5, 6, 7.
6, so that would be 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I suppose the statutes are now since that.
Yeah.
But today that would be illegal. You could sue them, get a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well,
From that sort of thing.
I might. I don't know if I remember it.
Well, I don't expect you had any more statute of limitations.
Yeah, yes, too much time has come. I wouldn't even worry about it.
Well, that's sad. Was your dad upset? I expect if he was a scoutmaster.
I think both my parents were upset. They were quite upset in the disputes with Green County because the way they perceived my reactions in the 4th grade when I was in, hit me down to the floor. They wanted to record my screams. That was abuse right there. But anyway, teachers and counselors, they pinned me down to the floor. They wanted to audio record my screaming.
From what?
I don't know. That was.
Where was that?
That was Nathaniel Green Elementary.
In the 4th grade?
Yeah.
You would have been 9.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I don't remember. That was so long ago.
What made that happen?
I don't remember. I think from what my parents told me, they did not understand children with autism way back then either.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but anyway, they wanted to put me in a mental institution, but between court settlements, my family decided to move. That's why we moved to Chesterfield County in '92.
To get away from that?
Yeah, plus
to have a good autism program.
Yeah, and a better education between Providence Middle and Manchester High.
So did they have, I don't think I've asked, did they have like special education or an autism program?
I was pretty much mainstreamed.
So you didn't have any extra?
No, no extra classes. Unless you want to count coping skills.
I suppose.
That's kind of a special ed class.
I suppose that's really neat.
So did you have any like special counselors or anybody who could help you in high school? Anybody special that you saw?
Like special advocates or anything.
I believe they offered them to me, but I don't think I ever really sought counseling like that much. I mean, I probably did, but
Well, if it was available to you, it was your right to use it whenever you liked.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't slap you.
Yeah, no problem. Food's great.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Yes. The taste of it so far, it is good.
Just middling.
Yeah, me too. I'm just nibbling.
Are you nervous?
A little bit. I'm a bit of a soda drinker. Drink a lot of soda throughout my life, so I end up with a shaky leg also. That's one thing my mother complains about, and that shakes the house also.
Your shaky leg shakes the whole house.
Well, when I'm standing, not as much when I'm sitting down.
Is that like your old house, your rental house?
Well, everywhere. It's just whenever. I mean, it was even shaking right now here.
So I think you just like your leg fidgets a little bit, shakes like that?
Yeah.
That's actually people who fidget like that, they burn more calories. So it's like a 40% less chance of them becoming obese as they get older.
Well, I did not know that.
It just means you have a high metabolism. It's good.
That's very good.
Yep.
Well, now I feel weird because I don't know that.
Well, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Maybe live with me long enough, you'll pick up on the habit. Just kidding.
I don't know about living together. Well, like I said, my dad's really traditional.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing, another obstacle to relationships. Sometimes you travel a lot, so if it's long distance and you can't see each other, that's a challenge. So.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, I told you that I've had long distance before, and it does work.
Yeah.
It takes effort. It takes a lot of effort.
And I am willing to put in the effort.
Well, I live in Culpeper, so it's not that far away.
It's not that far away. Plus, you can always move in with me and my mom when you felt comfortable. And then we'll find you a library here that'll hire you.
Yep.
I mean, because I looked up in Culpeper, just the one library.
Yeah, it is the one. That's why I was so happy to get the internship, and then it didn't pan out. So how is your art business going?
Fair. Fair. I currently have like over $120 in my PayPal account.
That's good. You can work on your mother's teeth that way.
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Does she need them?
Oh yeah, she needs them. But it's like she needs 6 of them, and it feels like I gotta raise the whole 600. So that would take a while.
So is your mom, she needs new teeth, you're saying?
Yeah, she needs, she's got cavities in 6 of her teeth.
How old's your mother?
She's 72. She was born in 1941.
That's not young, yeah.
Yeah.
So is her health good then? Is she okay?
I'd say her health is fair. She doesn't get as much energy in a day, as she used to, so she ends up resting more often.
Yeah. But you're saying 6 new teeth would be what, $600?
Yeah, well,
That's cheap.
actually, it's for. It's a lot more than 600. It's like in order for me to be able to help with that, it's like I gotta give her $100 per tooth, and then she takes care of her, and then she's able to take care of the remainder after that.
Yeah. Dental work is very expensive. My father has bad teeth, actually. And he got a couple of those worked on a few years back, and it was like $5,000 for just 2 of his teeth. Yeah. Do you guys have health insurance then? Or?
Yeah, I guess we do have health insurance. I guess, we have insurance. I just never really understood it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do have health. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
What sort of insurance do you have? Like, where do you get it from? Do you buy it yourself?
Well, I know we have Medicaid and Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield.
So if you marry Katie, would she be on your insurance plan? Or?
My mother would be able to answer that question better. So I don't know.
I guess you don't.
So Chris,
I mean, I know how that works for mine, but
yeah.
like if I married somebody, they'd be on mine. So I guess that's just something I feel like I have to know.
Yeah. at least it's beneficial mutually. I mean, especially if you end up on our health insurance that way.
Yep. So, Chris, you're basically like a freelance artist then?
I never did ask, how long have you been doing that? Like, how long have you been making your living with that?
Is that something you decided to do after college, or?
Yeah, essentially after college. I mean, yeah, I visually did drawing the comic pages and whatnot for fun, and then the trolls got to me, and I just had writer's block from really devastating emotions for years.
Comic pages? You like had a comic book or something?
Yeah, Sonichu.
Yeah, you didn't tell me very much about that.
What's Sonichu?
Electric Hedgehog Pokemon.
Oh, so it's like a Pokemon thing.
Yeah, then he looks like, and then it looks like Sonic. And his girlfriend, Rose Chew, looks a lot like Amy.
Oh, we're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing good, thank you.
But yeah, like so they're like Pokemon things.
Yeah. I mean,
You need permission to distribute that.
no, since they're parody-like characters, it's okay. I mean, I have not gotten any complaints from Nintendo or Sega or anybody.
I suppose they can't. As long as you're careful, I mean, they can't give a cease and desist to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on Sonichu since 2000. I've uploaded a few images onto my Poke site, and then I started working on the comic book, the first one, in 2004. And then I made like 10 books total, well, 10 and a half. I got only a part way through the 11th one, and that's about when.
Would you ever pick it up again?
Yeah, I probably would.
Would you? Because you mentioned wanting to draw one in the email you sent me about coming across your evil twin or something.
Sorry, coming across.
Your evil twin.
Oh, well, that's an idea I just had. It's a fresh idea.
Fresh idea.
Yeah. Essentially, it's where I meet up with Reldnock. That's his name. Essentially, Chandler spelled backwards.
And he's like what, your evil twin or something? Or?
Yeah. Just essentially everything opposite. He would be totally gay.
So we're saying he's opposite, so he'd be gay, but aren't you a Tom girl now? So wouldn't he be a Tom boy, or I don't know. How would that?
I know it's complicated when you think about it, but yeah, essentially, just consider this. I feel like I have a female soul in me, and the female soul is lesbian. And since I'm a male physically.
Okay, so basically you're a lesbian trapped in the body of a man.
Yes.
Okay, I can understand that. Yeah. Hey, Chris, you want any of this? I mean, I'm on a diet. But these barbecue wings are really good, and then that's a cheese stick, and then that's like a quesadilla.
Dila?
Huh?
Dila. Quesadilla.
Isn't the double
Quesadilla.
The double L is the Y sound.
Quesadilla, whatever.
It doesn't matter. Tomato, potato. Let's call the whole thing off.
But yeah, come on, Chris, get some grub here, man.
I mean, I got grub right here.
All right.
I mean, we've been talking.
Katie, you want
I may
anything?
actually pinch your cheese straw. Which appetizer?
Cheese straw. It's a cheese stick.
Stop calling me Florida. I don't like that.
Friggin' British people, Chris.
Calling me all sorts of names.
British.
You're lucky I like you. All right.
That's debatable, but we'll stick with that for now.
And you're fair that you're one of the few males that I'm feeling comfortable around, especially with Catherine here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I take a bit of offense to the British comment because I'm part British.
You said you've never been to Britain.
Yeah, I have never been to Britain.
Because I'm not British at all.
You want to dip in sauce today?
Yeah, you're not British. No, you live there. You're just like a born-in British kind of thing, or something like that.
I apologize, Chris. I didn't know you were British. I didn't mean to offend you. So
well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I take it back.
I'm a lot of mixed breeds between my family: French, English, British. I think some I think some Irish, maybe a little bit of Italian, not 100%. That would be where my mother knows better, and she because her family came along. They came along shortly after the Mayflower because Daniel Weston bartered for the Mayflower, but he didn't get aboard at that time.
Cool.
Have you ever done research, like gone back and looked at passenger rosters? That sort of thing is available to the public.
Yeah.
You go to libraries and online databases that will find. Because in the old days, you'd have to sign a passenger list if you were travelling. So there's all the names of all the people that have come over.
That boarded the Mayflower.
Yeah, there's 120 odd people that boarded the Mayflower.
But my mother, she did the research between library and whatnot. So she is very positive that Daniel was not aboard the Mayflower. Yeah.
Back to square one, you'll have to find it eventually.
Yeah. Just like I'm still trying to find a link between Richard Weston, which preceded Daniel Weston, first Earl of Portland, to Mary Boleyn.
Yeah, that would be related to the king.
Yeah.
Well, sister-in-law to the king. Did have an affair with Mary, but it's not really. It's all very convoluted.
Yeah. You gotta go to the bathroom, or?
Yeah, I need the latest. Can I trust you here with my handbag? Just mind it for a few minutes.
I won't touch it. No problem.
Yeah, I know you won't touch it.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I thought I had text message.
Oh, okay. Kurt, how long have you and Katie been talking?
Well, essentially last mid-July.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I think it was last mid-July. We have been talking a few weeks from end of July to mid-August. I kept track of the first 20 days of communication between OkCupid initially, and then we talked through Skype via instant messenger. Plus the one time, two times, she was able to borrow the microphone from her friend. I believe Sarah was her name.
I don't know. I don't keep track of her friends.
Well, at least I paid attention to the two names of her friends she mentioned. I'm having a hard time remembering the bride's name now. That's the other name she mentioned, the bride. I think it started with a B or an I.
Yeah. You seem like a pretty cool guy. So, yeah. If you're going to marry Katie, I mean, you're marrying into the whole family. So it's just, I figured I'd get it out of the way, meet you now. So, and Katie called me up and she needed a ride. So I figured, hey, so I'll get her a ride here.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And yes, you can rest assured my family is pretty much wholesome.
All right.
I mean, my father was 52 upon my conception. I'm living with two senior citizens. Well, one and then one who later became senior citizen, my mother.
Yeah.
For all my life. So
you never moved out of home then?
Yeah, I never really moved out home. One weekend I went to an anime convention, stayed at the hotel by myself. That was kind of fun.
Really? When was that?
Oh, that was a few years ago. Anime Mid-Atlantic.
Anime Mid-Atlantic?
Yeah.
So anime is like the Pokemon and the comic characters?
Anime is Japan animation.
Ah, cool.
Anything that was originated from Japan of animation. And of course that includes Pokemon. Also includes shows like Dragon Ball Z. And let's see if I can remember a few more. Sonic X.
But you went to the convention all by yourself?
Yeah.
So what did you do there? Did you like meet other people into anime? Or?
Yeah, I mingled a little bit. I mostly kept to myself, really. Yeah, because I'm really as extroverted as I am now.
Yeah.
What were you boys talking about?
So where was the convention then? Was that?
It was over at the Kroger Hotel in Midlothian.
Oh, outside Richmond.
Yeah.
So you spent the whole weekend there yourself?
Yeah.
That must have been pretty cool.
Yeah. It was fun. So I was talking about when I went to the anime convention.
Yeah, he was saying he went to some anime convention a couple years back outside Richmond. He said, he was like, hey, did you ever, he's like, he never left his parents' house or moved out from his parents. I was like, well, you ever went? And then he mentioned the convention he went to, so. That seems like it'd be pretty cool. So,
Yeah, by the way, I'm trying to remember the name of the bride that the wedding went to. Annette.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. I thought it started with an I. I'm sorry. I thought it started with an I or a B, but it's N. Annette.
Yeah, it's kind of an old name from the family.
Yeah, and then I remembered Sarah, you borrowed the microphone from.
can I get a refill on the Diet Mountain Dew?
Can I get an tea as well, please? Thank you.
And I've been talking a lot, so I have been eating.
No problem, Chris.
That's all right.
Whole
Get to learn about each other.
Yeah, whole point of this is so that we get to know each other.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty much, yeah.
but yeah, what were you saying?
I lost train of my thought. I was talking about the anime convention.
But yeah, so what have you been doing since you've been doing artistry, artwork, stuff like that?
Well, I recently decided to do art commissions for money, so I made listings on eBay. Plus also pre-drawn Sonichu Roadshoe artwork that I try to sell as well. The fan club started as early as 2004, and then the Trolls, it was an online fan club, so everybody around the world can become a member of the fan club. And then the Trolls joined the fan club, and really not before Loop, I couldn't tell the difference between troll, bad person, or fan, good person. And so I just opted out.
So basically, like you had this cool fan club, and you had this comic book, and then there were a bunch of assholes that basically ran down the whole. Basically, were assholes.
Yeah, they even hacked into my websites, and then put up all over the place the lewd male pictures and things.
Like, what do you mean, lewd male pictures? Like gay guys and stuff?
Yeah, and dick imagery as well.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Because, like you just said, they were assholes. And they, essentially for the sake of hatred, as that was another term I learned.
So they were going to make fun of, what is it, Sonichu, whatever?
Sonichu. And the creator, they considered me to be weak. I mean, I was mentally more weak back then, but I've grown more immune and tougher, so
Good at spotting them now.
more or less. I've grown an immunity to their bad words now, sort of. But it still hurts me a little bit, but it's like I just brush it off.
So where do these people come from? What are they like? But all around the world?
Yeah, but I think most of them are like within the United States, like within California. And
California, did you? I could give you that information.
Yeah, why in California?
well, they have initiated. They have made it known to me at some points that some of them were from California. And then also there's some over in like I forget which part of Europe. It's like some in Great Britain. I think India as well. I'm not sure. Singapore.
How are you getting all that information?
How'd you find out where they were at? Yeah.
Fan mail.
Fan mail?
Yeah.
So wait, they were sending you fan mail even though they didn't like you?
Yeah, and those that definitely did not like me, they sent me lewd drawings.
So it was like fake fan mail then?
Yeah, some of it was fake, and a lot more of it was positive fan mail. I kept them in binders, the fan mail. Most of them. Yeah, I have most of them, and yeah.
So are you still doing Sonichu then?
Yeah.
Your comic book thing?
Yeah, more or less. I'm trying to get back into the groove.
I think you should do it. Honestly, it seems like it makes you happy.
Yeah, it did make me happy, but then with the Trolls coming out, I lost track of the storyline and what I wanted to do, and then I ended up, as I drew further, I ended up falling into writer's blocks. And that's another thing about autistic people, we're kind of ritualistic, as in we tend to fall into habits of what we normally do.
Well, if you got into the habit of drawing a comic, you'd probably be able to get.
Yeah, it's like riding a bicycle. Yeah, one time I was able to. It also depends on the mood and how I'm feeling. Yeah, one time I did manage to get one book drawn in a month, but most of the time it took me more than a month.
Did you get distracted or something?
Yeah, kind of. And another thing about autistic people, the attention deficit disorder is part of it as well.
I thought they were two different things.
What's that?
I thought they were two different things.
No, there's a lot of things linked with autism now. OCD, ADD.
I suppose one person could have two different disorders at the same time, or conditions, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
They could.
Chris, there are a lot of artists out there in the world, and even some of the greatest artists out there that have been published, have millions of fans, they still get criticism. Because with all art, there's going to be somebody who doesn't like it. And you know what? Those artists, they just ignore the criticism and they keep on publishing. Because even if some people don't like it, there are going to be people that do like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would have appreciated your input there like 5 years ago.
Well, the best thing you can do is just get back on your horse and show them that it's not going to bother you, that they can't get you down.
Yeah.
That would drive them crazy, and it would get you doing what you love to do.
Yeah, if there's something that you can do that these bullies or whatever can't affect, and you keep doing it, it'll drive them nuts. It'll piss them off.
Yeah.
Just show that they can't get you.
Especially right now, I feel like I'm getting more positive help.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Positive help is a good thing.
Yeah. You're my muse.
I'm your muse. I like that.
Dude,
I
you
could
should
do-
draw her into the comic.
That would be
Make her
cool.
like a superhero or something with a jet backpack and like a Batman
I would love
suit
that.
or something. Well, this is like anime and Pokemon, right? Like Batman and Superman aren't really.
Yeah.
Like you could do a parody of Batman
You know,
and
there
Superman.
was actually
That'd be cool.
there was a DC Universe Spider-Man crossover I learned, where Spider-Man wanted to enter the Justice League, but Batman would not hear of it.
I'd love to be a comic character.
Yeah, well,
I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be like a cartoon character or something. Like, I don't know why. Probably because I'm still a child, but I love cartoons and I'd love to be a cartoon character.
yeah, I don't really read. Well, I read some of the original Marvel comics when I was a kid. You know, like Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, stuff like that. So not so much anymore.
I got into DC and Marvel, at least in the TV cartoon shows.
Yeah. So I guess you don't read a lot then, do you?
Oh, I do read some. Like I read that Wikipedia article, the whole thing, history of lesbianism in America.
So you read Wikipedia a lot then?
No, not. I hadn't read it often, but I mean, I felt in the mutual interest here. I felt compelled to, and it definitely was very interesting. I shared what I learned from the page with her.
Yeah, you did learn something.
So you basically, when you become interested in something, you look up information about it and learn about it?
Learn about it as much as you can.
So would you say most of what you've learned throughout life comes from yourself, like you educate yourself? Or would you say it comes from like school and college? Something spicy? You seem like you're really hot. So what? Oh, the light.
Oh, the light one.
Yeah.
I guess I'm far enough down that it doesn't matter.
My brain went blank.
But no, you're saying, like, do you learn more by studying things yourself, or have you learned more from school?
I think I have learned from studying things myself, taking the good from the bad from what I learned everywhere and everywhere else.
Taking from the bathroom?
Now, taking the good from the bad.
Oh, I thought you said bathroom. I didn't understand you there.
That's the perception right there. Individual perceptions.
Okay, but you said taking the good from the bad. What were you going to say?
You take the good from the bad, and then you put in your own common sense and ideals, and then you figure out what's best from all perspectives there.
Yeah. So you said you get paid for these comic commissions, right?
Now, I'm doing drawing, single
Art
drawings,
commissions, whatever.
Yeah, I'm doing it on eBay. I'm charging like $20 for an autographed photo because I'm so famous, and I do $50 for a commission that I draw fully, like with a background and foreground characters and everything.
Sweet.
But I don't color it. And then for $100, I will color it in. And then for $200, I'll give a certificate of authenticity, personally handwritten, and then laminate the piece and frame it.
So have you been doing a lot of business then?
I've done a fair amount of business. I feel like I want to say, damn that lamp.
Pretty hot.
The good thing about the air conditioning is that